So it's almost summer, and you know what that means for No Man's Sky? It usually means that there's a huge update just around the corner awaiting its announcement, and it's very likely that this will happen next month in June. Of course, we have another big one that has been shown in the past couple of hours, and yes, No Man's Sky is confirmed arriving to the Xbox Game Pass starting next month. Just a few more days up until then, but it's also very likely that we will also get another big announcement for whatever huge update Hello Games has been working for the past few months. So really exciting stuff ahead. Of course, I want to explore all of the possibilities in this video. So you know what, let's jump right into it, and as always, a thumbs up on this video would be super awesome. Let's begin with the announcement that has also been posted on the official Xbox website as well as a few other gaming news websites, but No Man's Sky is coming to Xbox Game Pass in June. Unfortunately, no date was actually given, no specific date at the very least, but this could be like in the beginning of the month, it could be in the middle, or it could be towards the end. Personally, I'm expecting it in the second half, as the first one might be a little bit too busy with the schedule and the fact that basically E3 was replaced by that huge series of gaming announcements that also IGN has and a ton of other like developers and publishers have said themselves. So this might actually arrive in the second half, but it remains to be seen if that's going to be the case. Nonetheless, this is absolutely huge news. If you don't really know what the Xbox Game Pass is, if you don't own an Xbox, or if you haven't actually paid for any like subscription like this is basically what it is. It's kind of like a Netflix but for video games, as in you pay like 5, 10, $15 per month for a subscription, and this is going to give you access to a ton of really awesome games. I believe they have over there like Red Dead Redemption 2, I've seen Gears of War, the latest one, and there's Sea of Thieves, and a ton of other really awesome games that have been released recently that also constantly gets updated. So you can imagine how big of a news this is for a company like Hello Games and for No Man's Sky when they will get access to a subscription-based service that has over 10 million users, which is pretty damn huge. So expect this summer to be absolutely crazy in terms of numbers, especially for the Xbox players, but it's very likely that this is also going to be the case for the PC version of the game, as Kotaku has confirmed that this is also going to be available for the PC Game Pass. It's the same Game Pass but accessible for Windows 10, so this is going to be all around really freaking awesome. And nonetheless, we do have the announcement over here written by Sean Murray himself, and he did go over a ton of the stuff that has happened in the past few years. Just going over the main parts, he mentioned the fact that first time they've introduced Xbox One players to No Man's Sky was almost 2 years ago, when the game also released on the Xbox One alongside with the next update, which was the biggest update at the time. He also talked about the fact that since then the game had other major content updates, including the Beyond update that finally added real multiplayer, a player hub with the anomaly, and a ton more, with the most recent of course being the Living Ship update. And finally, he also said that the company is excited to welcome everybody and hope our devoted and welcoming community makes you feel at home. And yes, that's true. No Man's Sky does have a wonderful community that is actually very helpful and really amazing at basically everything. Nonetheless, there is one huge question that arises, especially for that PC Games Pass version of No Man's Sky, as in, what will happen from a crossplay point of view? Is there going to be any crossplay between the PC Games Pass version of the game with, for example, the Steam version, or maybe even the GOG version of the game, or are there going to be completely separate clients with completely separate game worlds and even, well, universes? Because currently the way it is, even between Steam and GOG, they are both different installments of the game with their own different servers and universes, and they don't really correspond to each other, and two players from the different versions of the game cannot actually meet in game, even though they would be in the same location. At the current time, and with the limited information that we have at hand, it could basically go either way. It could be that the PC Game Pass version of No Man's Sky could be a totally separate client, case in which it's going to have its own separate version of the same universe, or it could even go as far as having that crossplay with the Steam client, which would honestly be the best case scenario, though I kinda doubt it a little bit, considering that again we have two PC versions of No Man's Sky that don't meet up with one another, so that would be a damn shame. Now, if that is going to indeed be the case and the PC Game Pass version of No Man's Sky is going to be totally separate, this raises another very important question that I'm sure nobody raised in at least 2 years at this point, and that is, is there any possibility for another full universe reset if this is also going to have its own version of the universe? And the reason I'm asking this is because usually Hello Games couple that full universe reset with something that affected all of the platforms. So for example, the full universe reset that we had back in 2018 was also accompanied with the Xbox One release and the fact that the game got its next update. It could be just coincidence, even Sean Murray has admitted as much in that Xbox press release, but you never know. It could be the case, it could go either way, but again, I would expect that since this does tend to happen from time to time. Anyway, this does bring us to the final point, and that is of course, when is the next big update going to drop? We had Hello Games mentioning several times in the past few months that they are working on both smaller updates as well as big updates like the ones that we saw in the past, like the next update as well as beyond. And this was actually confirmed not once but several times throughout various blog posts, so I think that we're still on track on a huge update this summer. On top of that, 2020 already had its fair share of smaller updates, quote unquote. We had the Exomech and the Living Ship in the past few months, and for the past few weeks Hello Games has gone almost fully silent and very likely working on a big update since that's what they usually do. So yeah, this is what I think is going to happen. We might get an announcement in June, both with the fact that the game is arriving for the Xbox Game Pass and the fact that there's going to be another huge update just around the corner. Anyway, on a final note, I also want to cover this exchange between Gothalion, which is a huge streamer on Mixer. He's been a huge streamer on Twitch, I believe, and he had this exchange with Sean Murray. So it's that time of year. Atlas, next, beyond, your move babe at No Man's Sky. And then later on he also followed up with this tweet: good start, let's see that summer content drop with the influx of player base. So it's likely that Gothalion knows more than we do. Personally, I haven't found anything from Hello Games. They never contact me on these kinds of things. Like whenever I hear anything about a new update is because I get the notification as well, like everybody else. Like they are always very secretive up until the very last moment, maybe with the exception of that Exomech update that we had a few months ago that got leaked by accident. But yes, judging by the reply coming from Sean Murray, it seems that that is indeed going to be the case, or at the very least it kinda hints towards that. I wouldn't really want to go ahead and say it's confirmed that a big update for No Man's Sky is going to drop this summer, but there is a strong indication both from the past as well as from Sean Murray himself acknowledging that tweet that that might just be the case, as is of course tradition. I wouldn't bet on an early summer though. It could be like the middle of the August like we had it last year with the Beyond update. It could even be up into September since summer does last up until I believe the middle of September, so it could go like that since for the past few months Hello Games were busy with the other two updates that they had as well as the patches that they have released for them. Anyway, before finishing this video off, I also want to give a huge shout out to Sword. He is another OG No Man's Sky YouTuber like myself. I think he actually even did it before I did it, so he's constantly streaming the game. If you want to go ahead and just have fun and hang around with him, he's a really cool dude. Go ahead and check out his channel by following the links in the description down below, and it would be really awesome and I would appreciate the heck out of you if you also subscribed to him, as he's just 50 subscribers short of 2000 and he definitely deserves way more than that. So yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, and peace.